Father, with God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. God the Holy Spirit. God the Holy Spirit. Because we're talking about the attributes of God. We're talking about the perfections of God, the things that make him who he is. We've looked at his nature, we looked at sovereignty, we've looked at glory, we looked at holiness. But in two verses, verses 8 and verse 16, we find this phrase in 1 John 4. God is love. God is love. In other words, any discussion about love has to start with God. All right, let's rewind. That's not just what he does. It is his self-definition. It's like me saying I am black or I am African American, or somebody saying I am white, or somebody else saying I am Hispanic. They are clarifying their identity. It's an unchangeable reality. So when God says he is love in verse 8 and in verse 16, he wants you to look at love as defining at least one part of how he defines himself. Therefore, if you really want to understand the word, and you really want to understand where it comes from, and you really want to understand how it works, it's best to talk to somebody who's defined by that word. God says you can define me by the word love because God is love. Well, let's discuss that a little deeper. God is an eternal being. If this is who he is, then he must have been this forever. He didn't become love, he didn't start loving, he is identified with the word. So as long as he's been around, this has been his self-definition. God is love. That means love didn't start with you. And love didn't start with me, because God was love before there was a you or a me. In fact, God was love before there was time and space. Because if he is love, then he's always been love before there was anything outside of himself to love, because that's who he is. God is love. But wait a minute, if God is eternal and God is love, therefore God being love is eternal, then we've got to ask, who in the world did God love when there was nobody to love but God? Well, if there's nobody to love but God, and God is love, then the only one God could love was him. Because before there was time and space, there was only God. Because he exists in a reality outside of ourselves.